What's going on, God's Eagle Eyes? This is Sunday, 8th, 8 o'clock, 2024, December. Welcome to Mental Illness is Real. This is Paula. This is my sketches that I do when I'm, just need to, my therapeutic. I always go by the date. I always date and update them. It's a story behind my sketches. I have a novel of them, so that means I got a whole bunch of sketches I've done and wrote little stories, little figures, and you'll see the little child in it of me. When you get on here as a content creator, it's always people want you. It's always like talk about what's going on, you know. They always want to direct you in certain angles and stuff. My thing is I want to get on here and talk about my art. And as I'm living with bipolar 2 disorder, I want to talk about the life of it. You know, my own little world. This was done in 2023. I just want to talk about what I want to talk about. And when I book spiritual awakening with people, I have 2 books that you can see in the description, but they got different. You can look at my other videos on my channel. You'll see my others, what I'm talking about, where for your you could DM me if you want to be booked a spiritual awakening. It's 3 things. It's whatever you see in this. This is to teach you not to overthink. And it's a confirmation of a spiritual awakening that I will tell you about. Well, these are different days of my sketches that I have to talk about. And I feel like the name of this session, this video tonight is Girl Bye. Just whatever some things that I've been struggling with. You can comment, let me know. But this is, let me know what you think of it or whatever. I'm just going to do what God has me to do. Is to show. God want me to show. I'm going to tell you stories behind art, it's still 2003, 2003. It's, I felt like a failure all my life because of my depression. And I felt like my mom wasn't pleased with me. God bless her soul. And I started doing sketches, over 10 years ago when I was in my second marriage. And, my mom loved me. She died 2 years ago. 86 years old. Gave her her flowers while she was living. Did all I could, take care of her. So these are the stories behind the abstract where you can always just turn it certain ways. Abstract. This is not for everybody, but, you know. Anyway, I never felt like a child growing up. I always felt like I was grown all my life. I stayed to myself and I got a lot of things I could do, want to do, but I just never had the energy and I couldn't keep a job. So I did what I wanted to do and just did whatever I could do. But if I would have known that my aunt and uncle would have paid my way to college, but I didn't want to go to college. But I ended up going when I had my oldest daughter, which was 29, and 29 years ago, I went to Morris Brown for a season. So, I mean, semester, but I was gonna do computer science, but I dropped out. I was married and had children, so ain't no way I could do it with all them boys. Married a man with 5 children, so he had 4 boys and a daughter. We had 3 of the boys, and then my son I already had, which is 37 now, that gave me 3 grands, and then we had 2 girls together. My first marriage of 7 years. I dated everything. I was in a strict household, and I did wild stuff. I was 18. I didn't drink or smoke. It's just going to the club and leaving, you know, with a guy, and some people had some certain friends were so concerned, but I would let my mom know that I was at a friend's house. And of course, I was sexually active. And so I deal with a lot of struggles, dealt with lust all my life. And I pray for God to have it off me. I'm celibate now. I've been celibate for about, I guess, 2 years. So I spent a lot of time sketching. I was looking at Soul Train this evening on YouTube and remember the different episodes, and they had different people on there that were spotlighted. And it brought me joy and it brought me sadness at the same time. It made me feel some type of way. They went on and had a life, and at the age of 8 and 9, these folks was like 15, 16, 17, so they much older now and they look really good. And like I would say, you could never tell you couldn't have tell me I wasn't gonna be on Soul Train. I just knew I was gonna be on Soul Train, honey. You don't know. Be up there dancing, looking good with the fashions and stuff. And my mother always looked at me uh, because I was always heavy, just like she were, and so she was very concerned of my weight, and that brought a lot of resentment to me. I just couldn't stand it, and then I made sure that when I got in high school, I at least, you know, looked it nice and everything. So I did that till I had children. And getting older, you and going through menopause and grieving, it's just like I can't stop eating, can't lose your weight. And when I mean eating, I'm a part-time vegetarian. Then I'm a part-time junk food junkie. So I never did diets, but I want to be able to eat to live and not live to eat. So like once again, it's the stories behind the art. When I had boyfriends, I loved and I loved hard. Been hurt so many times. And as I looked at these documentaries of bipolar 2, they go through the same living situation, just like me. But anyway, back to Soul Train. Oh my God, I liked him in the 70s and the 80s, but then I mean, yeah, I didn't like it to the end. So anyway, the 70s was a very sad time for me because my father died December the 6th, 1970, and I was 5. So that put a bitter taste in my mouth. And when I was looking at them and the styles that they had, um, I had styles like that too. When I used to wear the bell bottoms and the little back out and stuff, and kept my hair up real nice. My hair at the time was down on my shoulders. And it just brought some bad memories, and now it kind of triggered me. So this one here says I named some of them named Toxic Angela. This woman I used to be a friend, and then also was like the mental. She was bipolar as well, and she triggered me so bad. Like she wanted to control me every time she called. Like I better answer that phone. you know, type deal. And I'm so glad God had us depart, go our separate ways. And sometime I would just sit here and sketch about 5 of these, just draw them and then fill them in. It's like my own coloring book. Yeah, but I don't feel like be getting on here and showing my face talking and having makeup on all the time and be dressed a certain way. I just want to be natural, be me. If I feel like putting on eyeshadow and lipstick and all that mess, you know, I would, but, you know, I like my wigs, true enough, but a lot of times I'm just going to be talking through my art because this is most important. This is this is me. This is my world. And nobody control it but God and me. See the date? I wore a mask for a long time. Look at this woman. Look at the pain. I pray that someday that it will be in museums, um, art gallery. I want my own art gallery. I want my sketches to be in auctions, and you know this not for everybody because everybody it don't understand. They don't understand. And I also do paintings, as my art, but I got to get more canvases and stuff to do it, so just waiting for my finance to be in order. You're going to see a lot of the sketches of women, whatever you feel and pull, you know. Right now, I got an outburst of some kind of energy. I'm dealing with anxiety, but I was just so strongly. Sometimes I have to fight and do certain things because it be trying to take my blessings. And just want to say, God sees you. And like I said, when you book sessions, if you want to book session with me, DM me or email me. It's small letter P in the numbers at gmail.com. So, you'll see it all in the description, the different numbers. Blue, that's dealing with a lot of healing. Just comment, share, let me know, subscribe, like, if you want to. But I'm just doing with God, I'm just, this is not a gift for me. This is for you all. This is for the world. It's not for me to keep to myself. And it's the story behind the art. It's the stories. Well, anyway, I appreciate it. This is what I'm gonna be doing right now. This was God got me doing, and see you on the next video.